like to officially welcome you to the 4th webinar of the Paravaulting Worldwide project, which Czech Equestrian Federation has the pleasure to coordinate for the author of the project, who is Mrs. Jana Tomišková from our Paravaulting and Vaulting Committee. And the topic of this webinar will be the benefits of paravaulting. And I have the pleasure to again warmly welcome the speakers who are from our partner from Poland. And they are actually Mrs. Ewa Polańska-Wachel and Mrs. Anna Brzoza. And I'm very sorry if I'm butchering the names because my Polish is horrible.
No, it was great.
And I would not, let's say, delay the start of this interesting webinar anymore, and I will hand over the word to our speakers. The stage is yours, and we are looking forward to hear your material.
Okay, I will try to go. Wait. That's the beginning, so we can start.
Hello, I start first. Our webinar is Therapeutic Benefits of Paravaulting. Next, please. Vaulting is the sport closest to the ideal for children and youth, as it excellently fosters self-confidence, cognitive abilities, social behaviors, and the sense of shared existence. Next. We all gathered here today know what paravaulting is. It is a form of gymnastics performed on horseback, adapted to the needs of individuals who may experience difficulties with balance, concentration, motor skills, or social competencies. It is used for both children and adults as an effective method of physical and psychomotor therapy. However, it is not just a sport. It is primarily a form of therapeutic support that brings measurable benefits across many areas of functioning. Through this unique combination of movement, interaction with the horse, and teamwork, it positively impacts various psychological and social aspects of development. Next, please. During our training sessions and activities, we incorporate elements of paravaulting in various ways, adapting them to the individual needs of participants. Today, we want to take a closer look at the therapeutic values that paravaulting offers. We will discuss the specific benefits of this method, the functional areas it helps develop, and the different ways it can be applied. We will also explore the various elements used in different types of sessions and consider what we emphasize during specific training sessions. An important aspect of our reflections will be also the potential difficulties that therapists may encounter while conducting sessions, as well as ways to overcome them. I invite you to explore this topic together and reflect on how paravaulting can support participants' development and help them in their daily lives. And first, we will examine the benefits of practicing paravaulting according to different areas of functioning. This is emotional, motivational area, social area, cognitive area, and physical area. Next, please. Emotional, motivational area. Increased motivation and acceptance of the therapeutic process, enhanced self-esteem, a sense of agency and competence, emotional regulation of support for emotional functioning. Next, please, Ewa. Social area. Psychosocial activation, development of social relationships, improvement of teamwork skills and interpersonal relationships, enhancement of communication and conflict resolution skills. And next one, cognitive area. Stimulation of sensory perception, visual, auditory, and tactile perception, stimulation of cognitive functions such as attention, memory, thinking, and speech development, acquisition and development of new cognitive and communication skills. The above effects do not exhaust the full potential of vaulting, which depends on the specific form of support adopted and the individual needs of the participants. Now I will focus specifically on the emotional, social, and cognitive aspects, and then I will hand over to Ewa, who will elaborate on the physical aspects of paravaulting. The emotional, motivational area, as well as social development and interpersonal skills. I will discuss this together as they are closely interconnected, and paravaulting plays a crucial role in their development. First and foremost, it helps build self-confidence and self-worth. This process happens gradually. Participants learn to overcome their limitations and fears, which translates into greater courage not only in sports but also in everyday life. Every success, no matter how small, strengthens their belief and their abilities and shapes a positive self-image. This is particularly important for individuals with disabilities who often face challenges related to social acceptance and self-esteem. The ability to perform impressive exercises on horseback, even for those with physical limitations, enhances their sense of competence and personal agency. Participants discover that they can execute complex acrobatic movements that initially seem unattainable. This experience fosters the belief that nothing is impossible and that obstacles are just steps to be overcome. This mindset significantly contributes to building mental resilience and the ability to handle difficulties in various aspects of life. Performing exercises on horseback requires complete focus, motor coordination, and emotional control. Participants must concentrate on executing precise movements while maintaining balance and controlling their bodies. This experience teaches stress management and enhance emotional self-regulation. Regular training helps build patience and perseverance, which directly translates into everyday situations where maintaining composure and self-control is necessary. It also brings many positive emotions, such as joy, satisfaction, and pride in overcoming personal limitations. Participants experience genuine fulfillment for their process and receive recognition from their trainers and peers. These positive reinforcements contribute to overall well-being and increase motivation for further development. Successes achieved in the paravaulting reinforce self-worth and strengthen confidence, positively impacting personal life and interpersonal relationships. Participants learn also teamwork and how to build relationships based on mutual trust. Many exercises require collaboration, movement synchronization, and mutual support. This necessitates effective communication, empathy, and understanding of other needs. For participants with social difficulties, this can be an invaluable form of therapy, helping them break communication barriers and develop the ability to express their emotions. The relationship with the horse as a training partner also plays a crucial role for social skills development. Participants learn responsibility, patience, and respect for animals. Building trust between human and horse requires gentleness, understanding, and the ability to read nonverbal signals. This experience translates into a better understanding of human emotions and enhances the ability to respond empathetically to the needs of others. Additionally, participating in paravaulting training fosters the new friendships and relationships based on shared passions and goals. Overcoming challenges together and providing mutual support creates strong bond among participants. The group becomes a place of acceptance where everyone feels valued and needed. Such an atmosphere encourages openness, the formation of positive relationships, and the development of teamwork skills. And cognitive development. Paravaulting is a unique activity that not only engages the body but also intensely stimulates the mind, supporting comprehensive cognitive development. It requires a high level of concentration and motor planning skills. Performing dynamic exercises on a moving horse demands precise focus on every moment detail, from body positioning, synchronization with the horse gait, to breath control. This cognitive engagement improves selective attention and vivid attention, enhancing concentration in other areas of life, such as education or professional work. Exercises on horseback require participants to simultaneously engage both their body and mind, developing the ability to analyze situations in real time and make quick decisions. They must continuously assess their position, maintain balance, and adjust their movements to the changing pace and direction of the horse. This fosters strategic thinking and the ability to anticipate the consequences, supporting the development of executive brain functions such as planning, organization, and impulse control. One key aspect of paravaulting is coordinating movements with the horse's motion, which significantly enhances spatial perception and orientation. Participants learn to judge distance, directions, and the speed of the horse movement, requiring advanced spatial analysis. This stimulation of the vestibular system, which is responsible for balance, and proprioception system, deep sensory awareness, positively impacts motor coordination and precise movement planning. For individuals with difficulties in spatial orientation or motor coordination, paravaulting serves as an excellent therapeutic tool. By learning to synchronize with the horse movement, participants develop adaptability to dynamically changing conditions, with, which translates into better spatial awareness beyond training, such as navigating new environments or for example, crowded urban spaces. Paravaulting also teaches perseverance and systematic effort. Gradual training requires commitment, discipline, and persistence in achieving goals. Participants must repeatedly practice exercises to perfect their movements and master complex acrobatic features. This systematic approach builds long-term planning skills and instills habits that have direct applications in everyday life. It also helps individuals cope with failures and develop mental resilience. Not every exercise attempt is immediately successful, and the learning process requires accepting mistakes and being willing to try again. Participants learn that setbacks are a natural part of growth and provide valuable lessons on the path to mastery. For individuals with visual impairments, paravaulting offers a valuable opportunity to develop cognitive skills through alternative sensory experience, touch, balance, and kinesthetic sensations. Through close interaction with the horse, participants learn to interpret tactical stimuli such as muscle movement, directional changes, and walking rhythm. This enhances their perceptual abilities and spatial orientation skills. So paravaulting is not just a sport, but a powerful tool for cognitive, emotional, and social development. By fostering self-confidence, stress management, communication skills, and empathy, it plays a crucial role in shaping well-rounded individuals and improving their quality of life. It is both an effective therapeutic and educational tool, unlocking new cognitive opportunities and helping participants realize their full potential. Next, please, Ewa.
Okay, so that's my turn. As my colleague Anne has just discussed, the benefits of therapeutic vaulting in other areas of functioning, I would now like to focus on its impact on physical aspects. As I am a physiotherapist and sensory integration therapist as well, I will outline how this activity influences motor skills, coordination, postural control, and overall body function. Benefits in physical area includes improvement of motor skills, enhancement of balance and postural stability, increase in range of motion and flexibility, improved coordination of movements, improved orientation in space and body awareness, improved motor planning praxis and movement execution, sensory integration enhancement, and sensory normalization. Currently, research on therapeutic vaulting or paravaulting is very limited, making it difficult to draw firm conclusions. However, we can rely on studies conducted in the field of equestrian vaulting and equine assisted therapy, which have demonstrated improvements in balance, postural stability, muscle strength, and motor coordination in various populations. Physical benefits of therapeutic vaulting. First one, in development of gross and fine motor skills. Therapeutic vaulting enhances both large-scale and precise motor functions by requiring controlled movements, precise limb coordination, and dynamic adaptation to the movement of the horse. Participants engage in activities that strengthen postural and limb muscles through weight-bearing exercises and movement stabilization. They improve dexterity through precise motor control during transition and positional adjustment. And also participants can help with the all belts and cleaning during preparation to the session or on its end. Training methods such as progressive skill development, repetition of movement sequences, and gradual increases in difficulty are key to achieving these benefits. Next one, enhancement of balance and postural stability. One of the most notable benefits of therapeutic vaulting is its direct impact on postural control. As the horse moves, participants must continually adjust their posture, leading to dynamic adaptation to the movement and better neuromuscular control and engagement of core muscles to maintain an upright position, which strengthens deep stabilization structures. And the third one, increase in range of motion and flexibility. Vaulting movements naturally promote stretching and mobility by encouraging gradual elongation of shortened muscle groups, particularly in the hip flexors, back extensors, and shoulders. And they encourage reduction of joint contractures, as rhythmic movement stimulates joint mobility and elasticity. And also proper warm-up, joint mobilization and myofascial release techniques before sessions help prepare muscles and ligaments for increased flexibility. Next, exercise are structured from simple to more complex with repetition reinforcing neuromuscular patterns. And next one, improved orientation in space and body awareness. Participants develop a better understanding of their body's position in space, which is key for enhancing spatial awareness, essential for controlled movement execution, developing proprioceptive feedback, leading to improved postural adjustment. These skills are refined through progressive challenges in movement patterns, such as multi-directional exercises and different sensory inputs. Next one, this is improved motor planning, improved praxis, or the ability to plan and execute movement sequences. It is possible because of teaching new motor patterns through structured vaulting exercises, because of developing adaptability in movement, allowing participants to modify actions in response to the horse gait and environmental changes. And sensory integration enhancement, what I mean sensory normalization. Since movement on horseback naturally engages multiple sensory systems, therapeutic vaulting stimulates the vestibular system, promoting balance, reactions, and postural control, proprioceptive input, improving body awareness and controlled movement, tactile processing, supporting sensory adaptation through wired textures and surfaces, and other senses such as vision, hearing, and smell are engaged. The rider processed visual input to maintain spatial awareness, responds to auditory cues from the instructor, and experiences the unique stimuli of the stable environment, all of which contribute to overall sensory integration. Furthermore, sensory normalization achieved through well-structured vaulting sessions can positively influence behavior and concentration by regulating sensory input and improving the body's ability to process stimuli. Therapeutic vaulting may help reduce hyperactivity, increase focus, and support emotional self-regulation. This girl on this picture, when she is on the horse, she's very concentrated, very focused on a task what she's doing, and this is really different child when she is on the ground. And also we might say about general improvements in body system efficiency. Though not widely studied, therapeutic vaulting likely contributes to better overall physical fitness based on principles observed in other movement-based therapies. We can infer cardiorespiratory benefits as increased activity enhance endurance and reduce fatigue, improved circulation, support better oxygenation, and better digestive function, as rhythmic pelvic movement may aid intestinal motility. To maximize this effect, progressive endurance training, breath control, and energy-efficient movement techniques can be incorporated into vaulting practice. In this part of the presentation, I would like to address the research conducted on therapeutic vaulting. While the number of studies on this subject remains limited, a few key publications have explored its possible applications and benefits in rehabilitation, psychotherapy, and sensory-motor development. The study listed here, including research by Katri Kella, riding therapy in the rehabilitation of mobility impaired children, and the next one from Maureen Vidrine et al. Equine facilitated group psychotherapy applications for therapeutic vaulting. And the last one, the impact of an interactive vaulting equine program on executive function and group participation of children with disabilities, a mixed methods pilot study by Heather Panczykowski et al. These researchers examine different aspects of therapeutic vaulting. Some focus on its potential impact on motor function and postural stability, while others investigate its role in psychotherapy and group interventions. However, it is important to emphasize that although these studies provide valuable insights, further empirical research is needed to confirm the specific effects and therapeutic value of paravaulting or therapeutic vaulting. At this stage, we can acknowledge its potential benefits in areas such as motor control, sensory integration, and psychosocial well-being, but more standardized studies are required to define clear treatment protocols and measurable outcomes. And Anna, now it's your turn.
Thank you. Forms of using vaulting. So we can use vaulting in different forms. For example, group sessions, vaulting for children, vaulting in an interactive group, professional paravaulting. Inclusive group vaulting brings together children with diverse needs. In this format, we particularly emphasize, for example, shared experiences, creating a positive atmosphere of acceptance and understanding, exercises tailored to abilities, individualized approach, modifying movements based on participants' needs, emotional and social support, building a sense of self-worth and belonging within the group, cooperation and empathy, learning mutual assistance, which strengthens interpersonal bonds and skills, play as therapy, group games on horseback that integrate the team while enhancing physical abilities. Incorporating vaulting elements into riding lessons, for example, vaulting figures in a typical warm-up when we start the lesson, integrating paravaulting elements into equine-assisted therapy sessions, vaulting for children with sensory modulation disorder, and now you, Ewa.
Yes, I would like to share with you some project. It is an example of work with vaulting for children with SPD, and I would like to present this project, which was a part of the Erasmus program that focused on best practice in equine facilitated interventions. Katri Kella from Finland, a physiotherapist and hypotherapist working in equine assisted education, proposed the therapeutic vaulting in pairs in sensory processing challenges initiative. The main goal of this project was to develop specialized therapeutic options within primary healthcare, specifically for the rehabilitation of children with sensory processing difficulties. By expanding the use of vaulting in equine-assisted therapy, the project aimed to integrate sensory motor strategies into structured rehabilitation programs. And the project builds on previous work and experience of occupational therapists specializing in sensory integration therapy. Key contributors include OT team leader, occupational therapist, consultations with a pediatric neurologist, and to access the effectiveness of the therapy, surveys were conducted with participants and their parents or caregivers, and a standardized evaluation was performed before and after rehabilitation. The practical phase of the project involved a structured therapy program with 8 children working in pairs, 4 pairs in total, 15 therapy sessions, each lasting 16 minutes. To ensure objective assessment, clinical observation were recorded using standardized tools, including Miller function and participation scales and home observation checklist. Additionally, ongoing consultation with occupational therapists, vaulting trainers, and hypnotherapists helped refine the therapy approach. The final objective was to evaluate and improve therapeutic vaulting by integrating prior experience and applying a systematic methodology. And the result of the project was that horse play a key role in this project by providing essential sensory input that supports therapeutic goals, which was integration and structuring of sensory information. The movement and the presence of the horse provide rich vestibular, proprioceptive, and tactile stimuli, helping children process and organize sensory input. Next one was working with a horse that improves motor coordination, balance, and sensory regulation, where reinforcing basic movement skills. And the next important thing was the motivation. The interaction with a horse can significantly increase engagement and willingness to participate in therapy and structured activities. And also important was social interaction and teamwork. Working in pairs with another child fosters social skills, cooperation, and shared interests, strengthening interpersonal relationships and emotional connections. By incorporating horses into therapy, this project not only enhances motor and sensory development, but also supports emotional well-being and social growth. What is interesting, this project utilized specially designed 3D graphics created to support children with sensory processing disorder. A high contrast but limited color palette was used to enhance visual perception and ensure accessibility for children with sensory challenges. The graphics were carefully designed to effectively support therapeutic and educational goals. The use of a three-dimensional model allows for the representation and replication of body position and movement, facilitating better understanding and learning of movement sequences. And this 3D model can be used for movement demonstration to show how to correctly perform specific positions and movements during vaulting, to posture and technique analyze this posture. So the visualizing how the body should move and what position should be maintained during different exercises. And this graphics helped to improve the skill, help participants better understand and correct their movements by comparing them to the model. So those pictures you saw here on the presentation was from this project. Now, Anna, now it's your turn.
Thank you. Now, challenges during sessions. All therapists often encounter various challenges related to both participants' behaviors and physical limitations. These difficulties can be categorized into two main groups: psychosocial behaviors and physical challenges. Next, please, Ewa. Emotional and social challenges. These are difficulties resulting from social integrations, emotional regulation, and behavioral control. In group vaulting sessions, common issues may include kicking. This may result from difficulties in controlling emotions, particularly anger or frustration. A child may use kicking as a way to express dissatisfaction or attract attention when they lack other communication strategies. Throwing or playing with sand. Sometimes children throw sand to express frustration, gain attention, or test how others will react. It may also be the result of difficulties in inhibiting reactions or seeking sensory stimulation. Swearing, this may stem from imitating adults or peers and not fully understanding the social consequences of such words. It often appears as a way to express emotions such as anger or frustration. Impatience, inability to wait for one's turn. This may result from difficulties in emotional regulation and lack of ability to anticipate and plan. A child may struggle to understand social rules or experience strong anxiety in situations that require waiting. Shouting, loud talking. This often results from difficulty in controlling arousal levels and the lack of awareness of social norms regarding appropriate voice levels. It may also be an attempt to attract attention or express strong emotions. Inability to wait in a designated place. This may be related to hyperactivity or difficulty concentrating. A child may feel a strong need to move or struggle to understand the necessity of staying in one place. Next, please. Pushing and shoving. This may result from impulsivity, difficulty recognizing personal boundaries, or a lack of skills in resolving conflicts verbally. Children sometimes use physical contact to achieve their goals, such as obtaining an object or securing a place in a line. Withdrawing from the session. This may stem from social anxiety, difficulty establishing relationships, or feeling overwhelmed by the situation. A child may struggle with a new environment, tasks requiring cooperation, or fear of being judged. Not following the therapist's instructions, lack of response, or inappropriate reaction. This may be related to attention difficulties, trouble understanding commands, or resistance to authority. Sometimes children ignore instructions because they feel frustrated or do not see the point of the task. Mocking other participants. This may result from a need for dominance, low empathy, or a defensive mechanism to cope with personal struggles. A child may try to hide their own fears and insecurities by ridiculing others to gain peer acceptance. Lack of willingness to help others. This may stem from underdeveloped social skills, low empathy, or an egocentric way of thinking typical for younger children. The resistance to help may also result from past negative experience, such as feeling used or unfairly treated. Recognizing and understanding participants' challenging behaviors and physical limitations allow therapists to better adapt their methods and respond to ongoing challenges. Effective strategies such as individualizing exercises, introducing structure, group rules, and creating a positive environment can help minimize difficult behaviors and support participants in their development. Next, please. And since difficult behaviors often arise in group sessions, we implemented a rule system developed through discussions between therapists and children. Each participant had the opportunity to express their difficulties and suggest solutions. This approach fostered a sense of responsibility and engagement in following the rules. The finalized guidelines were written down and displayed in a visible location in the training hall for easy reference. In our place, we have also a card system. To establish clear and consistent guidelines, we introduced a card system to help children manage their behavior. We have a yellow card and the red card. Yellow card, it's the warning. The child steps aside to reflect on their behavior and its impact on the group. This is not like a punishment, but a chance for self-awareness. And the red card, if the behavior persists or the child fails to follow the rules, they end the session for the day and return to their parents. This reinforces boundaries and prioritize group cooperation and safety. We have also a reward system to ensure motivation is not solely based on consequences. We've got a point system. Children earn points for overcoming challenges, such as waiting patiently, for example, instead of demanding to go first. And this approach fosters patience, social skills, and self-regulation. And we've got rewards include, for example, it's a leading part of the session, or choosing music for exercises, inventing group games, leading the warm up. And it's very important that the reward is personally chosen by the child. Next, please.
Okay, that's my
okay. So yeah. I just want to say at the end, determining who goes first often, of course, cause conflicts. To prevent this, children, because I didn't say about the numbers. Sorry, Ewa.
Yes.
To prevent this, children draw numbers. And could you give? Oh, thank you. To prevent this, children draw numbers and perform tasks accordingly. This system promotes fairness, teaches acceptance of rules, sportsmanship, and coping with disappointment, reducing group tensions and perceptions of favoritism. By implementing structured rules and consequences, participants better understand expectations and develop cooperation, self-control, and responsibility. And this system maintains order, minimize conflicts, and fosters positive group relationships. Children not only learn to regulate their emotions and behaviors, but also support each other. Thank you so much. Now you.
Okay, Anna has already discussed behavioral changes that might arise during therapeutic vaulting and strategies for managing them. Now I will focus on the physical difficulties that participants may face and how we can support them effectively. The main physical challenges include abnormal muscle tone, motor function limitations, postural defects, and skeletal deformations, and sensory processing disorder. Each of these challenges will require specific therapeutic strategies to support participants effectively. As practitioners, we can adapt exercises, modify positions, provide additional sensory input, and offer hands-on guidance to help each individual improve their motor function and etc. Abnormal muscle tone. Our participants in therapeutic vaulting experience irregular muscle tone, which affects movement control and stability. This may include, for example, reduced muscle tone in body center, but increased or reduced in the periphery. And it may include spasticity, increased muscle tone resulting from central nervous system damage. And it may appear muscle hypotonia, leading to difficulties in postural stabilization. You can see on the picture how difficult for this girl is to keep the hand limbs, upper limbs in good way. Joint hypermobility, which can cause instability and excessive joint movement, and compensation, both active or passive mechanism used to adapt to motor difficulties. And so how we can support participants with abnormal muscle tone? We can start with simple vaulting exercises to help the participant gradually develop control and coordination. We can provide external support, such as the instructor's hands, guiding movements, or the use of dynamic torso orthosis, which enhance proprioceptive feedback and improve stability. We can avoid exercises that trigger excessive compensations. For example, excessive shoulder elevation, increased limb tension. Modify activities to maintain proper form. We can use positive reinforcement, including verbal encouragement and deep pressure to reinforce correct movements execution. We should monitor hypermobility carefully. We should ensure that participants do not overextend their elbows or lock their pelvis into anterior tilt. However, hypermobility, as you can see on the picture, in future can also be an advantage in paravaulting, allowing for greater movement potential. For these individuals, the focus should be on core stability training to prevent reliance on passive compensations. And what else? We should introduce exercises progressively, moving from easier to more complex tasks, beginning with the floor exercises, then progress to vaulting barrel training, and finally to exercise on live horse. Yes. And participants in therapeutic vaulting may experience restrictions in movement due to musculoskeletal limitations. Those limitations include joint contractures, which reduce the range of motion and flexibility, functional blocks, such as limited mobility between, for example, head and shoulder girdle, or includes congenital musculoskeletal system disorders affecting movement mechanics and postural control. How to support them? Proper tissue preparation is essential. Before focusing on muscle stretching, it is crucial to address fascial restrictions. Modern physiotherapy emphasizes the role of fascia in movement efficiency. Use myofascial release techniques before stretching. Tools such as massage balls and foam rollers can be applied to release fascial tension, improving muscle elasticity and mobility. Stretching should be held for a sufficient duration, and time under tension is key for effective elongation of muscle and fascia. Encourage participants to maintain position long enough to achieve real tissue adaptation. Functional blocks. We should, in some cases, movement patterns are linked. For example, the head moves together with the shoulder girdle. This requires specific exercises that focus on shoulder girdle and neck muscle mobilization, focus on developing segmental control to enable isolated movement of different body parts, and consider equipment adaptation. In cases of significant range of motion limitations, the width of the vaulting barrier or the horse may pose an additional challenge. In such cases, it may be beneficial to start training on narrower equipment or a horse with a slimmer build, allowing for greater comfort and better control. By integrating tissue preparation, mobility training, and movement segmentation exercises, we can enhance range of motion, control, and functional independence in therapeutic vaulting. Participants in therapeutic vaulting may present structural and functional postural issues such as scoliosis, hyperkyphosis, hyperlordosis, which are abnormal spinal curvatures affecting posture and movement patterns. They can have hip joint subluxation or dislocation, which can impact pelvic stability and weight distribution. How to support participants with these problems? Assess the nature of the postural issue. It is crucial to determine whether asymmetry or misalignment is due to permanent structural changes in the bones and joints, or it's because of muscular imbalance that may still be corrected with therapy. A consultation with the physiotherapist can help distinguish between these causes and guide appropriate interventions. Consider medical advice in severe cases. It is significant. This significant deformation, hip subluxation, or dislocations require medical clearance to determine whether vaulting is contraindicated or if specific movements should be avoided. For example, this girl on the picture, and we ask parents to give us permission from the doctor every year because of her problems. You can see internal rotation of the hips, and we must be sure that what we are doing is safe for her. What else? We should adapt exercises based on the participants' needs. For individuals with spinal curvatures or asymmetries, we should strengthen weak muscle groups and promote active stabilization. We should encourage symmetrical engagement where possible to avoid reinforcing imbalances. And we should use external supports if it's necessary, such as dynamic torso orthosis, to enhance proprioception and trunk stability. And all the sensory processing disorder. Sensory processing disorder affects how individuals perceive and respond to sensory stimuli. Participants in therapeutic vaulting may experience different types of sensory challenges, including sensory over-responsivity, sensory under-responsivity, sensory seeking, or sensory discrimination disorder. They could have sensory-based motor disorder like dyspraxia. How to support participants with SPD? Regulate external stimuli. We can control environmental factors such as lighting, the number of the objects in the space, the presence of people, and noise levels to reduce sensory overload. We can create conditions that enhance concentration. How can we do it? Structure session with a clear routine and predictable schedule helps participants feel secure and focused. Adjust voice modulation and communication. Calm, rhythmic, and clear instructions can improve engagement and comprehension. What else? We can provide structured tasks for those with attention difficulties. Keep participants engaged by assessing small, manageable tasks during waiting periods. And we can use sensory tools when it's needed. For individuals struggling with waiting or transitions, providing a sensory toy or another sensory input tool can help them to regulate themselves. By modifying the environment, structuring session effectively, and addressing sensory needs, we can help individuals with SPD participate more comfortably and successfully in therapeutic vaulting. I think that's all. So thank you for listening to us.
Thank you for the speakers. And I think we could easily open also the possibility of asking questions or the discussion.
Okay, Anna, you can ask.
Okay, thank you very much for a very nice presentation. And I have one question, maybe with some difficult answer, but I would like to ask, if you say so many benefits of paravaulting training, paravaulting session, if you are planning the training, so are you focusing on one benefits, even cognitive, even the physical benefits, or you don't?
Okay, so it depends. Because Anna told about different kind of different forms of using vaulting. We can use it in groups, we can use it in pairs, we can use it individually. So as a therapist, I use the form and I use the aims which I need in this moment. For example, when we have a group and it's and children with special needs and with normal normal behavior and normal skills. So in this group, we work on cooperation, we work on social skills, communication, etc. But if I use it in individual session, I may use it for get some strength and of motivation, strengthen the thinking about or about themselves. So it depends what you want. So it's a really great tool which you can use in different ways. Is it the answer you wanted?
Yeah, it was just for me, because sometimes when I visit a training, so I realized, okay, what we can do today, and then I said, okay, we can improve the flexibility, or okay, today we can improve the social skills. And so if you have something similar, or if you are planning before.
Yes, I think it's not always, because sometimes the situation involve what you are doing, and you must change your plans, but yes, it should be planned first.
Okay, thank you.
Hello.
I want because sometimes we planning because we have different groups with Ewa. We have, for example, one group integration, and we've got also the second group of children, and it's professional vaulting. So sometimes we're planning training, and sometimes it depends.
Yeah.
What
Okay.
And that's
hello.
why sorry,
sorry, Eva.
thing.
I'm Teresa from Spain. Only I'm very grateful to be in this group. Thank you very much to allow me to participate. And here in Spain, we haven't yet Paravaulting, but I'll try to develop here in Spain. So thank you very much to allow me to participate.
Okay.
You are very welcome.
Thank you.
What I wanted to say that I wanted to show you this project with for the children with sensory disorder problems, because it was project just for those children, and it was specially created for such disorders, so we can use it how we want. But as I said, we should have some researches. Is it really good for all those fields that we feel that we can achieve better posture control, better communication, etc., but we don't have exact research about this.
Okay, any other question? Yeah. If there are no questions, I think that we can actually thank again our speakers from Poland, which were amazing. And we would probably stop the recording of this webinar officially. And we would like to, of course, welcome you and see you on the 5th webinar, which will be scheduled for March. So thank you all, and wishing a very lovely evening from Prague.
Bye-bye. Thank you very much. Hope to see you soon.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks all.
It was amazing.
Thank you.
It was amazing. Thank you so